Hello, Virgos, to your timeless, the love variant reading. All right, I'm trying my best here to get some sort of rhythm going on here so I can produce more content for you all. For those of you who are returning listeners, I, however, very much appreciate your loyalty to these readings. If you are new, I hope you come around. That being said, please bear in mind that these messages may offer universal justice if you're here in Virgo being in a sign of Sun, rising, and or Jupiter position. If you're here in Virgo being in your Moon, Mercury, and or Jupiter and or Venus position. Sorry, the helicopter throws me off. If you have a Virgo placement in Moon, Mercury, and or Venus, you may be in search of emotional redemption. To that I will only say that you may find that the content on my second channel may be of value to you, so check out the description box on how to get there. Alright, Virgo, the love variant. However love shows up or doesn't show up or has room to play in your imagination is what brings us here. All right, whether it falls in the category of you being single, partnered up, married, divorced, widowed, in a polyamorous relationship, whatever brings you here. With that being said, please remember that feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific, to use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you and to leave the rest behind. Man, all right, Virgo, there's a lot going on here. All right, a lot of chatter. All right, whether it's the drama of everyday life or people talk shit about you, there's just a lot of drama. There's like no silent world around you, because wherever you even go for meditation, the world is so loud you would want to talk about it, but it's impossible to talk about it with anyone in your current environment. It's not that you are depressed necessarily and feel that you don't have social friends to have these conversations with, but this shit is draggy. I feel it. Like, I feel the energy just like sucking my life force out of me. It's that draining. This could also hint at the need to deeply rejuvenate, replenish, re-examine, recalibrate, reconfigure oneself. Okay, for those of you, I feel like 60% of you don't really know your life is askew just yet. Something feels off, hence why you are intrigued with tarot, and whether you want to be on the listening end or the delivering end, there's a mysticism attached to that curiosity of yours that has you wondering if there's anything wrong. And you are smart enough to understand that if you look for a problem, there will be a problem. So right now, you're not even trying to focus on finding a problem, because for that you're also a bit afraid to uncover the problem, because that would just be counterintuitive to you having a fear, right? So you're learning how to accept a space of no control as the moment to control it. Wherever your mind is going to make sense of that, it may be left feeling short or feeling dissatisfied because there is something not yet understood by thy own self. So I think hearing that for Virgo is difficult, because Virgo is very obsessed with themselves, but this is not a narcissistic blowout here. This is about understanding all the nuanced drama that it is triggering the mind and heart and soul of spirit, of ego and pride for Virgo, and Virgo not wanting to be wrong and wanting to be righteous, wanting to be fair, wanting to perfect those interactions to be on the quote-unquote better side of life. That is a maneuvering that Virgo gets away with doing very privately on their own without the need of anyone else. So everyone else who struggles with their own bullshit and makes a dramatic pool about their life in regards to that has a hard time accepting the secrecy of Virgo, because they're secretly envious that they can't be as in control as Virgos are. So just remember that, Virgo, as you dabble in your own curiosity as to why you are who you are. I can fly in here, and Lord knows I do not do flies. Alright, one more. It just adds on to the reading, because there's no such thing as chance. Everything is an opportunity to learn and grow from, examine, to study. So when we as individuals come across moments where we have ultimate control and something comes in and tries to lessen our control of what we are controlling, it is up to us to discipline the intrusion. The intrusion in this moment is the fly on the wall. So someone is keeping tabs on an individual to the point where you don't know that there's leaks in your environmental space of consciousness, where someone that is ethereally strong who could mess with you. So all that I will say to lessen the need, I don't need to trigger that more so than it already has been triggered. So what I will say is to just, clean up shop. Clean the area that hasn't been cleaned in a while. Cleanse your mind, cleanse your soul, cleanse your closet, organize your space. If you haven't physically scrubbed something clean in a while, scrub it clean. I see a lot of lazy energy, but this is about it's just lazy energy. Clean it up. All right, we have Page of Wands, Invention, and Seven of Cups, Delusion. All right, for the love variant reading, we have Page of Wands, Invention, and Delusion. It kind of depicts, sorry for that background noise. Nothing that I can do about that. Hopefully it will cease. But that's what I'm saying. All these subtle, become aware, Virgo, of the moment where internally you are not only on your own, but you are focused directly at a subject, whatever it is. And you just become inquisitive in wanting to play with that topic. Your imagination, it becomes curious of whatever, and then pay attention what happens outside of that topic. Is there a person that you're becoming aware of that's crossing the street? Is there a pain coming somewhere through your body? Is there a sound of an interruption, an intrusion of the moment trying to ask you to disconnect from that of which it is you have focus on? It is time to become the master of delusions, because delusions is nothing to the eye who believes that the delusion is a real thing. It's not a delusion. It's a mockery to the cause. How would I know anything without knowing what it is that I'm missing out on if I didn't know about it? right? So it's that, all right? And replay that message if you need to. Okay, we have Three of Swords here, fucking heartache, heartbreak. Okay, we have the King of Swords, knowledge. And we have the Hermit, your energy, solitude. Like I said, it's time to hone in on that concentration, that which it is you focus on, that what it is you think brings you awareness, brings you understanding, brings you to a degree of what to show up to, who to show up to for, who to show your service energy for, who to listen out to, who to question, who to rebuttal, who to like discipline, who. This is a lot of why energy. But the why am I doing this? Why is this happening? Where is it coming from the why that it's occurring? Why does it never stop? Why does it stop? Like there's all these whys that perpetuate an ongoing circle of what knowingness provides control of, that you have absolutely no control of the controlling that's happening. With it comes an understanding of what narrative you can control, which are your emotions. You can control your emotions. We can become wiser upon our decisions. We can become more responsible and accountable for the choices that we make and the choices we still yet have to make. We become responsible in having some sort of respectable relationship with those that we value, those that we trust, those that are here to shape us, that we're here to shape them. It's a give all, take all or nothing existence, starting with yourself. And that's where I think that leak somewhere in your mind is addressing to and addressing at. And this type of formula covers a lot of variables, because whatever variables we'll need to make this formula less problematic, more balanced, more sustainable, we have to bring a lot of subjective point of views to try to get to the overall objective of things. So pay in mind that when you're tapping into all of these readings that are not subjectively about you, it is a conceptual depiction of different fragmented pixelizations of shit that's happening all at one time, at every given time. There's no time and space playing of any sort of fucking responsibility of importance here. So a 20 minute reading of 20 years ago could make sense just as much now in those 20 minutes as it could do in 20 years' time. Energy doesn't give a shit about the context of close of dates and any of that. So to base an understanding to that is to agree upon that you have an allowance that is under your control. The choices of when these narratives take shape, when these narratives affect you and others, and becoming more aware of that makes you more sovereign, more sustainable in living, more adept to understanding why you love solitude so much, Virgo. But if you were in solitude in literal, tangible form, you would be the first one to suffer. It's an irony to why the Virgo card is a solitude card, because you love socializing. It is the need that other people had that which you don't see and they also don't see, that drains your energy, that you convince yourself is the reason that makes you maybe not intrigued to being social, when it's not that. You like being social because you know how to break a room, you know how to draw attention to yourself without trying. You know how to permeate your energy outside of yourself, even as small or silent as you think you are. You penetrate an existing form of energy that no matter what goes on, people are still somewhat a little bit remember your lesson, your point of view, your point of perspective. They remember you, no matter what it is that you did, good or bad to them. And that says a lot for how this quote unquote silent Virgo is, right? And like how quote unquote prude a lot of people think Virgo energy is. There's nothing prude to this shit. This is about being prideful. And when you go out into the world and you try to build relationships with one another, people are attracted to the King of Swords because the King of Swords has a lot to say. And usually a King of Swords is a king because he or she became that because they not only listen, they know how to have conversation, they talk through experiences. And you don't shy away from experiences because in the power of your solitude, your solitary state is what brings you to the adventures that you have, which brings you the resume to the experiences that you can share in conversation, which is always going to be that irony of how people are attracted to you, but also then the double-edged sword with literally a double-edged sword here with the King of Swords here to what brings you ultimate salvation to quote-unquote feeling good or feeling well is becoming more aware when your energy is being drained or fortified or just respected. Because you'd be surprised how that is 100% not your problem, but other people's reaction. So it's grind time for Virgo to, just to find themselves more. And by finding by themselves is to accept the duality of both your darkness and your light and standing them in the presence together at all times. The Queen of Pentacles shows that you have the ability to take the pain of your past, present, and future and literally blend in beautifully with the integrity of your heart with the green over here and the integrity of willpower with the yellow to stabilize any kind of illusions that want to come and penetrate your third eye of wisdom and Akashic records, throw you off your path, and throw you off your path is just not possible with having a bit of this understanding. Like, you can spend 60 years on this little bit of a problem and be 1,000 times better of a person for recognizing and working on this problem than the majority of the people who live to 99 plus years. Time doesn't play of importance to what it is that you allow yourself to venture through. Two of Pentacles, the balance of choices. Okay? Your choices in the past reflect your present as much as they reflect your future. And that's what's so mystical about, I guess, a quote-unquote psychic proving a reading. You take the woo-woo, put it on a plate, and you're like calling it taboo, and there's nothing taboo about this boo-boo woo-woo. All right. Glamour energy, glam. I love that for you. It's a celebration of self. I am recording in the round of your solar return energy of the 2023 annular calendar. So it's beautiful energy that you're still allowing yourself to celebrate you. Beautiful oceans here, okay? Really celebrating your solar return energy, giving back, rebirthing. Some of you are having ritualistic cleanses, a lot of inner child recalling happening here. And just celebrating self. It's beautiful. There are also people here that are celebrating you. Be careful for those of you who don't want to create life force energy, because there's a lot of life force energy here also hidden in the cracks that wants to be represented by you. Okay, so there are like children here wanting to break through. So just be mindful of that with the people that you sexually involve yourself with. You have animal energy, yep. I said children energy, and then you have the animal energy come through. It's very childish here. It's very like we want to play with you too energy coming around. This could be also why the sexual energy is very high, the animalistic energy within you coming through, wanting to explore sexual magic, sexual tantras, sexual reconnectivity with telekinesis, telepathy, communicating without words. Really wanting to tap into that own kundalini. Possibly someone's going to have their own solar return of a kundalini happening. Someone I will just say that listening to music will help you dictate what light codes to fetch or look for. I'm not going to bring it very specific because, again, this is a general reading and I am not here to trigger the energies that aren't supposed to be triggered. For that, certain things need to be left in the mysticism of how they're going to unfold for themselves. It's called the honor of energy, of royalty. There's a hierarchy out there, and we don't need low vibrational energy involved, more so than they already are. Okay. So for those of you who are on a quest of like celebrations, friendships and romantic relationships, it's a bit difficult to not be immersed with emotional bullshit. So that's why the narrative is more about you celebrating yourself, because I mean, secretly everyone just loves kind of giving a shit more about themselves, right? Which is technically the way it's supposed to be. But if we were to go around talking like that, we probably wouldn't be considered a nice global citizen of Earth. Because it would almost sound arrogant to say that I choose me before you, and that's actually the name of the game. You should always choose you before anyone else. In emergency situations, you are being conditioned to try to be trained to remember that in problematic times, that you choose yourself before others, because in the choosing of self, once you've chosen yourself and you're successful, you have room to be available for others. Okay? Look at that as the Queen of Cups comes through. Okay, so right now, this is a learning curve of opportunity. Where are you on your spiritual journey? Where are you in your own maturity? What do you understand in your own world? And then you can accept the world that's rocking around you, all right? There are not that many people here that have an existential crisis in this reading, all right? We're like, oh my God, I don't understand all this. Oh, no, you know exactly why you're heartbroken, all right? You're just in denial of not being able to put peace and closure to the situation. But we're here, again, not to trigger something that you already know. We're not here for that. We're trying to trigger the things that you don't know, bring it into some sort of reason. Hope that it brings some sort of clarity to a tool that you may be able to use, knowing that this is an energy that is now maybe becoming validated by you, because your own curiosity brought you here, and your own validation is going to validate how much you resonate with this shit, and then you're going to decide based by choices what shit you're going to grow up and mature to place for yourself. No matter, and of course, you're going to blame you, you're going to talk to somebody else, you're going to say that person over there had me do this, and this is the reason why I chose these variables. At the end of the day, this guy over here chose all the choices, made all those decisions, for that individual to also be seen in the light of the Queen, be seen in the light as the King. It's very powerful. But if done in a way when we are very young and adolescent, or even young in spiritual evolution of maturity, that lesson can be depicted by someone taking control over that for you, and you might be in a position of working for someone else and wasting your own energy and time fulfilling other people's needs. And that's, again, the added little vortex of, well, do you see the Do you see the position of your life that you're in? And then decide for yourself where you want to take that perspective based on and with the type of relationships you have now with people. If your relationship with yourself and other people isn't in the way that you want it to be, it's time to re-experience, re-examine, recalibrate, go out into the world and seek those defining ways of being a feminine energy, energetical energy, of being a masculine energetical energy, feminine being the intuition, masculine being the pursuit of the action, earth, water energy, and understand with nakedness of evolution here, spiritual self, what it means to have existential crises, having solar returns, having birthdays, annual celebrations. And it shouldn't just be a one time a year kind of thing. It should be an everyday, all the time, every moment type of evolution. More Virgo energy for me secretly. Secretly is like very Virgo energy. In the face though, it's Pisces and Cancer energy. But I think it's the first time I ever really revealed this for me, that this is a Virgo energy, because the moon is number 18, number 9, September energy. So you, Virgo, being responsible for harvesting what has been laid down for the season of, like, let's say summer, is responsible for how well this harvesting is going to go for the hibernation that's going to come for the winter, quote unquote, winter season. All right, the winter season just being another sector of an annual clock or biometric rhythm that is saying, you know, this few months we're just going to slow down, chill out, not work so much. You know, whether that's in the cold winter of snow or just a season of wherever that may be in where you are. And that's that hidden aspect of solitude, but more in your face, and because it's dealing with drama. And that drama doesn't have a lot of facts, so the moon carries some secrets. Alright, I'm being told to leave the messages here. You need to figure out what this can be for you before more shit gets triggered, because there is a energy here that says there are things that are delusions with the Seven of Cups here, and the moon energy making that very clear as well, as saying someone's still unsure with their shadow selves, and those responsible of mastering the darkness don't need to trigger your ego to entertain shadow aspects or to even ignore them. They need to be handled, respected, with maturity at mind and the willingness to surrender to the vulnerability of what they can teach us. So in my description box below, there are ways to make yourself accessible if you're interested in working with me. And yeah, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. Ciao, ciao.